I came across this story, y'all, of this guy who people are saying went on Fox News and was wearing a face mask, like one of those face masks you see people wearing on Mission Impossible. Okay, to eat the hunt be pulling off his head. All right, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's probably like a combination of shadows or something like that. But I saw something that proves basically that it most definitely, outside of that shadow, I saw something that proves that's most definitely a mask. And why is it that this guy is on TV wearing a mask? All right, we're gonna go to Twitter too to look at some stuff people have. So let's check this out for a second. Give me a moment, y'all. And you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Let's go.
This Fox News guest was wearing a hyper-realistic mask, straight out of Mission Impossible. Retired Vice Admiral Robert Harward has gone viral for his May 19th interview on Fox News, after hordes of social media users noticed what they said appeared to be an unusual shadow on the bottom of his neck, leading to the wild theory that the contributor was wearing a hyper-realistic mask. Many fueling the notion have pointed out that Harward is a regular contributor to the program, and that in all his appearances, several of which were as recent as this month,
we can see for example when we look at this picture that this dude's neck here looks completely different than the way it looked. All right, in that other shot. All right, his neck here is more wrinkly. All right, also his face actually has more wrinkles than the other guy, and they're saying it's the same person. But that cannot be the same person. And you know what? I'm not the kind of person to jump on these type of theories about I believe certain things that some people don't believe. If you see from my channel, there's certain things I do believe that people don't believe, that most people don't believe, or a lot of people don't believe, or think that it's fake, but it's real. But it's a lot of stuff which I don't believe it. I have not looked into this stuff that much to really say, to have an opinion on the matter. I'll say that, okay? And stuff like this, where I've seen people before saying people on TV wearing masks and all kind of stuff. This right here, I mean, I gotta tell you, this dude really is wearing a mask. I'm gonna show you how you can tell that for sure this man is absolutely wearing a mask. There's no doubt about it.
outlandish claim has since spread like wildfire and turned into a full-blown internet meltdown, as many couldn't help themselves but to weigh in. Left-wing podcaster Ed Krasenstein joined in on the hysteria on X. Can anyone really explain this? Why does it look like Fox News put a man with a mask in their show? He wrote. While conservative media personality Meghan McCain jokingly called back to another viral internet moment, writing, "That motherfucker is not real." Others online have tried to bring the situation back down to earth by offering several possible explanations. It's a shadow, or more precisely, a combination of shadows from the many lights in the studio, and his shirt collar creating a weird overlap of shades on his neck.
Now that's the New York Post, okay, and they're basically saying, I thought it was funny because I thought that the New York Post would have a better reason for why they believe it's not, or why they would say, I should say, that it's not what it appears. They really didn't have an opinion at all. They didn't say anything, okay? I think this guy is definitely wearing a mask, and the way you can tell that the guy is wearing a mask, actually, let me pull this video up again so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a way you can tell outside of the shadow this guy's wearing a mask. Let me pull this up, you'll see what I'm talking about. I made it this really big so you can see the part that I'm talking about. The part that I'm talking about is actually his neck area to the sides. It's not the bottom part where the shadow from the mask is falling on this person's neck. It's actually this area. If you look at this area right here, watch when he starts to talk. I'm gonna hit play. You're gonna see something weird happen here. Okay, check this out, y'all. Now you notice that? Can you see that? Can you see how when he's talking, the top part of the neck is actually folded over, okay, the fabric here? That's unmasked beyond a shadow of a doubt. All right, based on what we're seeing here, because no one's neck would do something like that. Okay, his neck is actually flapping over the fabric of this collar right here. Okay, that's because it's fake. Let's do it. Show us again. All right, I'm gonna show you again. You can clearly see that's what's going on. See how it's going in? See how the neck, even if you look at the area like next to his shoulders, it's like the neck is going, the mask is sucking in. Okay. A regular person's neck would never do something like that. Now I will say this. Make sure you can see this guy's face, and I make sure it's a little smaller. I will say this: This is a very well done mask for sure. Okay, it's a very, very well done mask. Okay, very well done mask. But look at this guy's face. It's not the same guy. He has way less wrinkles. It's not the same person. All right, not the same person at all. I've seen people say, "Oh, well, it was just." I think one of the things they said on that video was that it was either there or I think it was on the video where someone was saying that it had something to do with people using a filter or something like that. I think I may have seen it on Twitter. Someone saying it was a filter, but it's actually not a filter. Okay, as we can see. I like how this says here. It says they told you on national news this was the same admiral. Okay, now as we enlarge this real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Do these people look the same? No, they're both white and bald headed, but they're not the same. They're not the same person. You can even tell by the guy's jaw. Okay, that is different. In his neck. All right, the guy on the right, his neck is actually wider. Okay, his neck is much wider. All right, you can clearly see that. See the guy on the left, his neck is straight down it's almost straight down from an area. It's going straight down from right below his chin. But the guy on the right, excuse me, his neck is almost coming down from his ears. That's how wide his neck is. Okay. Even some may say, "Oh, it's just the way the angle is." It's not the angle. That guy's neck is clearly wider. It's clearly wider, no matter how he would turn or shift his head. All right. Let's look at some of these comments on Twitter here. Hopefully you can see this stuff, y'all. There's no way this was on accident. They're clearly showing us. Exactly. All those people that have been talking about these face masks over the years, and they're being proven to be right. Okay, we can understand now why Donald Trump, all right, who said he's going to drain swap and all that kind of stuff. We can clearly see why this man was so against Twitter. I'm sorry, not Twitter. What's it called? TikTok. Because on TikTok they share a lot of stuff like this, and it's not like YouTube where they'll try to pull your stuff down. They say, "Oh, it's if it's of some type of conspiracy, whatever," they'll try to pull it down, or they'll fit with the narrative, like what happened in 2020. They'll just take your videos down. They took my videos down. Okay, I'm trying to say stuff in 2020. They pull my stuff right down. I think they almost gave me a strike on my. I think they may have given me a strike on my channel. All right, but on TikTok they let you say what you wanted to say, and that's why right now TikTok was closed. Actually got what do you call it? Not closed. It got taken down, banned, I should say, in the USA. And then when they brought it back, it was the USA's TikTok. All right. And all y'all keep saying Donald Trump is coming to drain the swamp. No, he's coming to bring something worse than the swamp that we already. He actually has come to bring something worse than the swamp that we already had. Let's keep a look at these comments here. Okay. This is the entire face doesn't match. Exactly. You really believe a highly sophisticated system will let you see such an obvious mistake before they ran it? It's definitely on purpose. But the reason is what I want to know. Right. Well, I think it's this, okay? The reason is this. I think it makes sense. It's this. They had the president of the United States put a picture out, for example, calling President Barack Obama and his wife apes. See how that would go. And it went over pretty well. All right. Because at the end of the day, no one's talking about it anymore. It just came in and went. People got mad. Some folks got mad, but it came in and went. All right. The president gave us all the evidence in the world that he's involved with Jeffrey Epstein. All right. And he's hiding all of that. Before his cult followers, hey, that's Jeffrey Epstein thing came and went because that went to the Iran war. So it just came and went. You understand what I'm saying? They're just trying to see what they could do, how deceived and how blind people really are. Okay. And at the end of the day, there are people that are blind, and then there are people that are saying this is wrong, but they can't stop him. They can't stop what the U.S. is doing. Okay. And that's why on Fox News, which is basically the propaganda arm of the Trump administration in the U.S. Administration that we have right now, all right, they're showing you anything. They're trying to show you aliens now. All the things that when I grew up for years, the U.S. was hiding all kind of information. Now all of a sudden, it's like, let's just put it all in front of you. Because something's coming. It's the end of the world, number one. Okay. Jesus coming back like the Bible says, number two. Or the devil knows that he don't got no time left. Or I got barely any time left, I should say. And there's no reason to not show stuff. All right, because at the end of the day, people are just. I mean, right now have like an infinity card almost, where it's like, no matter what. And what I'm saying is that the government now can show you anything and reveal any secret, but because there's AI and because there's so much fraudulent stuff going on, people don't know what to believe. People don't want to believe almost anything they see online. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff we see online. A lot of people just don't want to believe it, or they can't believe it. It's for example, an account on Instagram which I saw. I've been looking at for the past 2-3 days, right? And it's of a woman that's fake. When I first saw it, I thought it was real. I looked at it and I was like, is this AI? And I looked at the comments, and all these people in the comments were like, yeah. This is they was all like salivating over this woman, okay? It was all like leaving comments saying stuff like, I love you, all kind of stuff. And I'm like, this is obviously AI. It's obviously fake. Like I'm not saying it's obviously AI like you could easily tell. But when you can understand this, when you understand this AI, you can then see, okay, this is obviously AI. All right. But it was some of the best AI I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was incredible. They even had a voice for the it was like a model, right? It was like, they even had a voice for the model and everything. I was just like, wow. Actually, I think I seen two models, okay, two models over the past week and a half. All right, AI models, and they look extremely real. One of them caught my eye because the model was based off a woman, an actual woman, okay, who I saw before. And I was looking, I was like, is that so and so? And I was like, but something look different now. That can't be them. And I'm sitting there looking at like, who is this? I think I noticed I've seen this person before. Only to find out, okay, I see what it is. This is AI, and they use that person as a model. You know, and like I said, they know they can do whatever they want now. Okay, at the end of the day, the comments were turned off on the YouTube video. Really? Let me. The comments were turned off on the YouTube video. I didn't know. Let me see. I guess it depends on. Okay, they talking about the Fox. They talking about the Fox YouTube video. I thought you were talking about. I was looking at New York Post. This is why YouTube got rid of the dislike button. Also, they're clearly mocking us, in my opinion. They put this stupid stuff out there on purpose. They're all demons. I believe a lot of these folks are demons. Just like the Bible says that you could entertain an angel unaware, so you could be seeing a demon unaware and not even understand. You're thinking, look, you talk to a person. And I know people personally who have said, I know at least two or three different people that have told me that they have met people who, I'm not going to go too deep. I'm just going to say that they met people that they believe 100% were actually demons, okay? And they those people displayed things in front of them. I was just saying they displayed things in front of them, did things in front of them that showed that they were actually demons, all right? And they were like, what in the world is going on? These people weren't like just in a back alley somewhere. These people were actually like working jobs, all kind of stuff, and making their life like a living hell. One person was saying that this person was they were working a job, but they were in his program, okay, and like living program. And I think this person was like involved with it, okay, or worked there. And the person said this person was really actually a demon. But I'm going on with that. I'm not going to go into that, but too much. But I'll just say, actually, now I think about it, it makes even more sense if you think about it like this. Okay, what if there are actual demons or Nephilim? All right, if you don't know what Nephilim is a person who's half human being and half fallen angel or demon, which the Bible talks about in the book of Genesis, which is one of the reasons why God flooded the earth, because the devil was trying to actually crossbreed humanity to such a degree that he could basically phase out humanity and have his own race of Nephilim, which is a crossbreed of humans, like I said, fallen angels on the earth. And that's why that's one of the main reasons why God had to actually flood the earth and kill everyone on earth except for Noah's family, because of all this that was going on, okay? Which a lot of people don't even talk about when they talk about the Noah's Ark. They just, Noah's Ark got on and destroyed the earth, but they don't actually read the Bible to understand why that actually happened. You understand what I'm saying? What if and now the Bible also says that after the flood, Nephilim still existed, okay? Somehow they still existed. So that, like, we can tell, because, for example, the Bible says that also that in the story of David and Goliath, the giant Goliath was actually a Nephilim. He was a descendant of a Nephilim, I should say, okay? So how could that be? How is that possible if they all died? They did all die. They're still alive. All right. Maybe these people wearing masks actually are Nephilim. Okay. And that's why they have to wear these masks. Who knows? Well, somebody knows, and God knows. Okay. I'm not gonna go to all these comments, but look what it said. We have a few more comments here. Your neck doesn't look like that. This is normal, guys. LOL. We are watching a movie, girl. True story. It's getting real. Or I guess fake, depending on how you look at it. And I think that's such a great comment. And it's really, really true. Depending on how you look at it. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's your boy, Robert Winston. Please hit the like button on this video. Share it. This is some interesting stuff I usually don't talk about on this channel like this. But I had to talk about it this time. Thanks for watching. God bless. Peace.